Well, Merry Christmas Eve to you and yours. So exactly as we get ready for this festive season of the year, this wonderful holiday, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. We've got the decorations, the trees, the Christmas music, the Christmas specials, and of course, impeachment. How did we let Pelosi steal Christmas? As we listen to pundits and experts go back and forth, will the articles go to the Senate? Won't they go to the Senate? Why is Nancy doing this delay? This is certainly hurting her. After all, she'll even be challenged now for the speakership because the rabid members of the caucus are wanting Trump gone so badly. They can taste it. They are suffering from eternal Trump derangement syndrome. You've got Mitch McConnell. Is he waffling? He has said there'll be no real trial in the Senate. He's not going to do Congress's job. The House of Representatives, they failed to make the case. They don't get to retry it in the Senate. That's not how it's going to work. Then he's hinted at the fact that, well, maybe there will be a trial. The president seems to want a trial. It will be the trial of the century, Steve Bannon has said. So where are we at on all of this, and why do we even care? After all, it's Christmas time. Why are we being consumed with this? Because it's yet another way Nancy Pelosi and her lib left-loon agenda has hijacked Christmas. And she can stand up there and talk about she's a good Catholic. She prays for the president every day. She loves the Lord. Yeah. This is a woman who has spent her entire legislative career, one of her key issues that she votes to protect, Roe versus Wade, abortion on demand. How does a good Catholic support something not only so just heinous to all of humanity, which would be the aborting of an unborn child, but it's in direct opposition to her holy church, I thought. Well, in the back of Nancy Botox Pelosi's mind, I think there's this little seed thought. On the one hand, did you ever dare somebody to do something that you knew they weren't going to do? And so it makes you look like you're the winner. She knows full well, Mitch McConnell, the deep state part of Mitch McConnell, the establishment Republican part of Mitch McConnell, does not want a big intrusive trial in the Senate because this is going to expose a lot of things, not just on the Democratic side, which will be completely devastating to the Democrats, and yes, it will completely vindicate Donald Trump, but it will also be devastating on the establishment Republican side. Look, this little coup attempt, we understand that Hillary Rodham Clinton paid for the dossier, which filtered its way through the Ukraine embassy, which again is a propaganda hit piece cooked up by a foreign government. But we don't seem to be investigating any of that collusion. Have we forgotten that John McCain had a hand in this? Have we forgotten that there are never Trumpers entrenched in this deep state? People that, on the one hand, they call themselves Republicans. Now, we can call them rhinos. We can call them Democrats dressed in Republican drag. But do you understand that this thing has the potential of exposing the entire elite oligarch? And do you really think they're going to let that happen? And Nancy knows that. She knows that. She's part of it. I've told you before, it's not about left versus right. It's about right versus wrong. These people, they for the cameras, act like they are in opposition to one another. And as soon as the cameras are off, they're at the same cocktail parties. They're being fed by the same lobbyists, taking the same money. And it's all to ensure their own power, their own authority, their own legacy, and of course, a globalist agenda. Do you really think they're going to allow that to be upset and exposed to the world? This is why they hate Donald Trump, because it is being exposed. That said, you've got Mad Maxine Waters out there. Apparently her James Brown wig is just pressing into her cranium too tightly, and it's choking off any rational thought that she might have ever had going on in that brain of hers. But apparently Auntie Maxine has said, and as soon as we get rid of Trump, Pence gotta go. Really? Could part of Nancy Pelosi's just warped thinking be this? She knows the reality that this impeachment has killed the Democratic Party. And right now she's not about saving the party. She would like to save her own wrinkly skin. So, though she knows Mitch McConnell won't allow this to go too far because he's there to protect the elite just like she is, and she has lost this political chess match. The poll numbers are all in favor of the president. They are anti this impeachment, which is driving the mainstream lying legacy corporate corrupt mainstream media out of their collective minds. But now that it's really imploding the Democratic chances for 2020, Nancy's best case scenario is to keep bullying McConnell to give in to what she claims she wants so that she can take some type of victory lap. She's already trying to take victory lap for Trump's trade deals, and nobody is buying that. I mean, even the liberal left is not buying that. This is the Trump economy. And the trade deals that were just passed and went through Congress has nothing to do with her or that she and her caucus, rewrote the thing and fixed all of Trump's mistakes. No, nay. Nobody is buying that. She knows McConnell will protect, in the end, the deep state. She knows the Democratic Party is going to take one on the chin over this impeachment fiasco. But if by somehow McConnell blinks, if somehow Nancy Pelosi, in all of her bloviating and her bluffing, is able to intimidate some of the witness protection Romney, some of the never-Trumpers in the Senate, and if by some miracle they actually pulled off voting articles of impeachment in the Senate to remove the president, then does Mad Maxine get her wish and they go after Trump or Pence, and Pence would fold like a cheap suit. Sorry, he just will. And then who becomes president? Ding, 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 ding. Nancy Botox Pelosi. Is this her warped way of trying to put her scrawny little backside in the Oval Office? I mean, everything else has failed. And this, on the outset, sounds so absolutely incredibly ridiculous. Is Nancy Pelosi just warped enough to think that could possibly work? After all of the other normatives in this political process have failed. Donald Trump is an enigma to the entire system. And she might be thinking, you know what, this doesn't stand a snowball's chance. But you know what, I got nothing left. If I can somehow just bloviate and delay this thing long enough to scare enough of the never-Trumpers in the Senate into voting for impeachment, well, taking out Pence would be a walk in the park. Because Democrats are already hinting over this fiasco that they might go ahead and impeach Trump on a whole new set of charges. So we know they're not going to stop. And is Nancy Botox Pelosi and that warped brain of hers actually allowing herself to fantasize that she could become the president? Oh, what a Christmas gift to herself.
And now, a non-religious greeting from Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi.
Have yourself a very liberal Christmas. Let's incite the right. Make sure manger scenes are always out of sight. Have yourself a very liberal Christmas, so they're not cliché. From now on, all Santas must be black and gay. What to do when attacks are true? Every tax we do embrace. I can't frown at my right-wing foes because Botox froze my face. Through the years, I hope we're still in power if the votes allow. But you know we're gonna screw it up somehow. So better have your very liberal Christmas now.
Hey, that's it for this rant. Thank you so much for watching. Hey, you and yours, please have a merry and a blessed Christmas. God bless you.